So I've been planning to do this review for a while, but after 3 fillings and 4 injections in my mouth, I couldn't review it yesterday because I couldn't even speak. And even now, I've still got the pain in that jaw. But for the love of pro wrestling, I'm going to power through and we're going to talk about some good old Brit Wres. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about North Wrestling NCL 53 Monumental. That's right, we are talking about the latest North Wrestling show that aired this weekend just gone, and I have some thoughts. This was a pretty stacked show. It had big ramifications going forward. It had big ramifications going into it with the big tag title match between Will Cruz, Rampage Brown taking on Kemper and Miles Kamen following the NCL Cup. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about on this show, and we'll dive into that in just a little moment. But before we do, please subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts down below, and I'll try to apply to every single one of them as we dive into this. Starting with the overall vibe of the show. I really enjoyed this show. I thought this was a really good, solid sort of 3 hours of pro wrestling. Usually, I think that the matches are the highlights of North Wrestling shows. I do think that overall they have been stellar this year. But for me, it was a lot of the storytelling on this show. Like, the matches I thought were really, really good, but the angles and some of the things that were set up left me really excited for what could happen in future and some of the matches that could be lined up, particularly involving the North World title. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where we go from here. Overall, the show I thought was really, really good. And yeah, it was not to describe it as a filler show, but it is definitely, we're on our way to Thunderstruck. It is building towards Thunderstruck right now. So a lot of this stuff is really good setup for Thunderstruck. And there were a few really banging matches on here as well, so I don't want to undersell the show. I really, really enjoyed it, but yeah, it was a really great show. What else can I say? I'll tell you what else I can say. My full review as we dive into every match, every angle, everything that happened on the show, starting with Tom Campbell opening the show, doing a great job as always, and he introduces the biggest heel in North Wrestling on this night, and that is microphone issues. Damn, those mics just did not want to work, which sucks. That was rough. It was rough, but it is what it is. Sometimes microphones don't work, and I think they made a hell of a job out of it. Both Tom Campbell and Leon Slater later on, and Gene Money, they all did really good stuff because Tom Campbell introduces the real biggest heel in North Wrestling, and that is Leon Slater. Leon Slater comes down with Liam Slater, and yeah, he's in the ring. He talks about how he's beaten everyone. He's ran through everyone in his reign as North Wrestling champion, and that should bring out the damn dirty dog, the best in show. Gene Money comes out, and yeah, Gene Money faces mic issues as well, doesn't want to talk, and I think Leon Slater really played that up really well. It was a really on the cuff moment where he was just laughing at Gene for it not working, and then Gene without the mic getting the crowd on his side as well. It was really, really nice. But yeah, he put a good argument forward as to why Gene should be able to challenge for the North title, because he pretty much had him beat at NCL 50. So a match is set up between a Slater, Liam Slater, and Gene Money for tonight's show. A number one contenders match of sorts. If Gene Money wins, he gets to face Leon Slater anytime, anywhere for the North Wrestling title. And I think it plays into some of the insecurities that Leon Slater has, because this is not the first time in the show that he will be goaded into a match. I think he's doing a really good job with that character, and sort of people can get under his skin very easily. He's very hot-headed, and yeah, I really appreciate that. Then Leon Slater looks like he's going to wrap up. Gene's gone to the back. Kid Lykos II comes out, and Kid Lykos 2 points out that he is the only person who has pinned Leon Slater and beaten Leon Slater 3 times, laying out a good challenge as well why he should be a number one contender. And then, representing the 0121, man Like Dereiss comes out, and you have a standoff between Kid Lykos II and man like Dereiss and Leon Slater and Liam Slater all in the ring, and it looks like we're going to be getting a tag match. Kid Lykos II sort of offers the friendship, the partnership to man like Dereiss, and man like Dereiss turns it down initially, so he's got to earn his trust, and then we have a match. We have Kid Lykos II versus man like Dereiss. We'll talk about the match in just a minute, but as this overall opening promo, I really liked it. It was really refreshing to have a big promo segment just setting up all the guys who are going to be in this world title mix. Guys like Gene, Kid Lykos II, and man like Dereiss, and Liam Slater, of course, he's there as well. You have all these guys there, and for me, I like that. I like when people don't necessarily like promo trains. Used to be overdone in WWE all the time, but for me, when it's done correctly and you see like, okay, there is a wide scope of challenges for this world title, I really appreciated that, and it led into a really, really damn good match with man like Dereiss versus Kid Lykos II. So I did think this was a really good match between man like Dereiss and Kid Lykos II. They have great chemistry. I've seen them wrestle a lot of times, and yeah, they have some really awesome chemistry in the ring. It started off hot, started off fast. Lykos is getting into lockups, they're running the ropes back and forth. Lykos hits a dive. It was all really well executed stuff, and when it got into the final stretches of this match, that was when it got up to another level, because you had super quick Kid Lykos against an incredibly powerful and athletic man like Dereiss, who's hitting his Matrix Cutter. He's hitting the top rope 450 to pick up the win, skipping ahead there to the end. But I really feel like they worked for what was an impromptu match, and supposed to be an impromptu match. They worked it really, really well. It never escalated into, like, you could tell it was almost friendly, and I liked that. It didn't have blood feud. It wasn't anything like that. This was a match to earn respect and earn the honour of the other person moving forward to go against Leon Slater, and I think they executed that well. Probably the coolest bit of the match was when you had this series of roll-ups from Kid Lykos II, who looks like he's going to roll up man like Dereiss, but doesn't manage to do it. He gets up, they somehow brawl to the top turnbuckle, and it looks like Dereiss is going to hit a huge gorilla press on Kid Lykos II, but Kid Lykos II managed to counter it into a Hurricane Rana, which was amazing. Then managed to hit a Spanish Fly, which also looked awesome from the other turnbuckle. And then it was Dereiss who managed to pick up the win. He hit his Matrix Cutter, and he managed to hit the 450, pinning Kid Lykos II, earning the respect of Kid Lykos II, and I'm excited to see where this goes. I think there are some incredible more matchups you can do with these two in tag team format, in versus Leon Slater format. So yeah, I was a big fan of this. Loved the opening promo, loved the opening match. It was a great hot way to kick off the show. Then we got Joe Wade taking on Jet Marshall. Now, I've been a big fan of the story that these two have been telling, in that Jet Marshall's head injury is like rocked both him and it's rocked Joe Wade. It's affected some of their tag team matches. It's affected the big four-way that they had for the UltraViolence Championship as well. And now these two tag partners just need to unload. They just need to unload and let off some steam. And I appreciated that. I appreciated Jet Marshall being hesitant to do the dive. And this was a match about hesitation. It was hesitation that cost Joe Wade in the end. Hesitation played a big part in the offense of Jet Marshall when he was going to hit his dives and sort of pulling back. And I really, really appreciated Dave Bradshaw and Tom Campbell on commentary, because they did a great job of filling us in regarding the injury that Jet Marshall had against Gabe Kidd. So they really helped enhance that. The match itself I thought was really damn good. I love Joe Wade. He's so cool. Jet Marshall is awesome as well. They're such contrasting styles, but they work so well together. And this sort of like Franken team imploding is really, really cool. And I really liked what they did in the match, playing up the head injury and the hesitation of Joe Wade, who looks like he's going to hit a moonsault at the end. But then, no, he looks like he's going to go up straight up to the top rope, but then sort of hesitates a little bit and then goes to hit almost a moonsault, misses, and then Jet Marshall slides in with a rolling elbow and hits that for the win. I really liked this match. I really liked the story these two are telling. When they eventually implode, if they do implode, I hope they stick together for quite a while, because I think there's a lot of mileage in this story. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed with this, and it was a really fun match as well. very fast-paced, very well worked, and a great story told. This was one of the highlights of the show for me. Then we got a bit of tension backstage as Lucia Lee is looking sort of unsure about what's going on. She's being interviewed by Fraser Porter, and Eva Bateman confronts her, and they have a bit of tension, and Eva Bateman says, I'm not doing this. I'm not tagging with you. So a mystery partner for Lucia Lee going into her tag match with Rhio and Emerson Jane. So we'll see who that is later on in the show. Then we got a big old tag team match between Kegstacker and Henry Faust taking on, put your ones up, put them up, your tribal chief, Shreddy, and his partner. Now, this was I don't think it was a big mystery. I didn't see this announced. We assumed following the last show it was going to be Red Scorpion, but it wasn't. And Shreddy cuts this amazing promo at the beginning. He is so unbelievably good on the microphone. Everything he said about Roman Reigns being handed the tribal chief honor and stuff like that was incredible stuff. Like, incredible stuff. I was dying. And he says that Red Scorpion is on international stuff. He's not out there. He's out there doing international dates, and he isn't here tonight, so he's got a mystery partner. Who could that be? But before the match gets started, before the second entrant has made their entrance, Kegstacker is attacked by Zio Knox, who clocks him with a mallet. Clocks him with that mallet, takes out Kegstacker, so Kegstacker is not a part of this match, and the crowd are just going ballistic because we all know what's going to happen. Ever since the Landed Gentry separated, we knew this was incoming, and the crowd are cheering for Benji. Everyone's expecting Benji, and as they are beating down Henry Faust and cutting this promo about how he needs to find a partner in 60 seconds, everyone knows what's going to happen and who should come down but Benji. And Benji starts running wild. He starts running wild on Knox and on Shreddy, taking them out, and then we get a tag team match. We get a really good tag team match. This wasn't like dead long or anything, but it accomplished everything it needs to do. It set up Benji as a massive, beloved character in North Wrestling, and Henry Faust is just a badass. And then you've got these two heels, Zio Knox and Shreddy. I think that is a really good combo. I think they work really well together. They're almost, you can say they're like opposites or anything like that, but they're two big heavyweights who I think, like, you've got a very serious Zio Knox and a cartoonish, really funny, charismatic bad guy in Shreddy. I think they worked really, really well together. This did play out like a pretty, not run-of-the-mill tag match, but a standard tag match where you have Benji has that flurry when he comes in, and then he starts getting worked over by Shreddy and by Zio Knox. He's isolated in the corner. Great tag team psychology, basically. And he's being isolated, trying to make the tag to Henry Faust. And he does. Henry Faust gets in. He runs wild, starts killing everyone in the ring. Looks like he's going to get the win on Shreddy, but Shreddy, the dastardly bastard that he is, takes a sip of his water, spits it in the face of Henry Faust, who's on the top rope, and manages to catch him on the top rope for a great, like, deadlift jackhammer, and pins him. Henry Faust has been pinned. I thought Henry Faust, coming from the NCL Cup and sort of the showing that he had, I thought he'd be like top main event level, but I think they're really trying to do like establish Shreddy, and I think that's the right decision because Shreddy is so charismatic and so amazing, and Henry Faust, I think he's so beloved that losing, he can take that. He'll be able to come back from a loss here. It wasn't a clean win for Shreddy anyway, so I like this a lot. Just Shreddy's just awesome. Shreddy was my highlight of this. He's just insanely funny, insanely good in the ring, got a great character, great look, everything. Everyone else, also awesome. I loved seeing Benji and Zio Knox in there. That match is going to also be amazing when that finally hits and we get the full like blood feud between them pay off. Yeah, the storytelling of this match was really, really good. And yeah, the match itself was pretty good. But yeah, the storytelling surrounding this, I absolutely loved. Then, to close off the first half of the show, we had the UltraViolence Championship Match as Ace Matthews took on Big Lou Nixon. Now, shout out to Lou Nixon, who has unfortunately lost his spot seemingly on Bloodsport on in Vegas, because that would have been cool to see, particularly following this match. That really sucks, and I think he's been announced for GCW. So yeah, props to Big Lou Nissen, because this match was awesome as well. This was a really fun, like, death match, and had things that I didn't think I'd see. That being the entrance of Ace Matthews, who comes down to, I don't know the name of the song. I wanted to say Enter Sandman, but I think Enter Sandman is like a metal song, so I could be wrong. Like the Mr. Sandman, Bring Me a Dream. And I was like, okay, that's cool, playing off the Sandman and everything like that. And he's got an inflatable mallet. The inflatable mallet, as we found out later, had thumbtacks glued into it. And when he hit Lou Nickson on the head with it, Lou Nickson was bleeding. I was like, I've not seen that before. I've not seen that before. And there were things in this match that I have not seen before. The main one being, and Tom Campbell did a great job on commentary of explaining this, because no one knows what they're called, the spiky bits that hold down carpet. I don't know what they're called, but Lou Nickson gets one of them, puts it in the corner, and ends up getting chucked into it. That looked brutal. And I had carpet done, like, 2 years ago. I've stood on one of them, and it really fucking hurt, so I can't imagine how much that hurt. You could see Lou Nickson's back. It was bleeding, everything like that. This was just a really fun death match. Like, I'm not a massive death match person. It's not necessarily the wrestling that appeals to me, but when it's done sort of in moderation, like if I was watching a show just full of death matches, I think I would get a bit, tired of it. But with it being just one death match on the show, I really got invested in this. I wanted Lou Nickson to win. I thought both guys were just so good and so charismatic. And the weapon spots worked really well. They were really inventive, like the ones that I've just said. And the canvases that they had around the ring. Like, when I say canvases, I mean framed, like, paintings, and just hitting people with them. That eventually came to the end when Lou Nickson hits Ace Matthews with the canvas and then manages to get the win. You had thumbtacks. You had a coffee cup full of thumbtacks that just got poured onto the mat as well. And yeah, Lou Nickson is the new UltraViolence champion. This was a fun death match. This was a really fun death match. And I think the title itself, I've not spoken about this since watching North. I think it does differentiate itself from other British wrestling promotions, because if the UltraViolence Championship on the card, you're going to get something really different. And I think that is a great tool that North has in their back pocket, essentially, because they have this title where you get a death match once a show. And I think, using it in moderation, putting two guys in there, Ace Matthews and Lou Nickson, who are really, really good, you get magic. And I thought this was magic. I really, really enjoyed this match, really got into it, and I'm happy to see that Lou Nickson has won the belt. Yeah, it was a great way to cap off the first half. Then we came back to the second half of the show, and we had a tag team match as Rhio and Emerson Jane took on Lucia Lee, and who will be her mystery partner? It is Visage. Now, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure in another video I said Visage, so apologies if I've said that wrong, but they are very charismatic, like really charismatic. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I've seen Visage on posters for not North Wrestling, sorry. Why am I blanking? New Wave Wrestling Academy. I'm pretty sure they've done a show near me, and I didn't get a chance to go. But I was very intrigued to see what Visage does and what kind of thing they are known for. And this match was really, really fun. You had a wardrobe malfunction where Emerson Jane couldn't tie up the thing. Another big heel. So the two big heels of this show, wardrobe malfunctions and microphones. And Rhio was just dying in the corner. And I thought that was funny. That was funny. Everyone seemed to be in on it. It was really funny. And when they all got in the ring and the wrestling was going, I was just like, these are really damn good pro wrestlers. Lucia Lee, Visage, Rhio, and Emerson Jane. Because everything was just clean. Everything was crisp. There was like one iffy bit that managed to get saved when Visage, I think, was going for like an electric chair, had to raise up, I think it was Emerson Jane for another time, like a second time, but it is what it is. And yeah, I really liked a lot of this. Like, there was a lot of good action. You had Visage taking off the wig, throwing the wig at Rhio. It was, it all escalated really, really well. It wasn't particularly long, didn't outstay its welcome, but the right people won, and that was Emerson Jane and Rhio, because I think you could build a promotion around those two. It was very, very easy, and it all sort of went down as a big striking match between Lucia Lee and Rhio in the ring, and there's brawling on the outside with Emerson Jane. Emerson Jane manages to hit the package driver on Lucia Lee, and then Rhio hits the package pile driver for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I really like this tag match. I can't wait to see where it goes. I want Emerson Jane and Rhio to take on Leon Slater, if I'm honest. Do a big 3-way between those three, because that would be hella fun. This was really good. Really liked it. Really good tag match. And yeah, solid stuff. Then we got the match that was announced earlier, as Gene Money took on Leon Slater in a number 1 contendership match for the North Wrestling title. Gene Money looking to win an opportunity to face Leon Slater again, and Gene comes out, makes his entrance, and as he does his dive into the ring, he is immediately jumped by Liam Slater. Liam Slater, who looks to target the arm. He's going after the arm of Gene Money to try and take away that Ainsley lariat, but unfortunately, it would not be enough. This was a really good match. There were some great spots in here, some great moments of tension when Liam Slater locks in, like the half crab on Gene Money. But he throws Gene Money out of the ring. Gene Money comes back, hits an Ainsley lariat, and picks up the 1, 2, 3. It wasn't a particularly long match. It accomplished exactly what it needed to, and that was set up Gene Money, another rematch for Leon Slater. And yeah, I can't wait to see it. I don't have too much to say about this match. It was effective. It did exactly what it needed to do. Liam Slater's awesome. Gene Money's awesome. This got us to where we needed to be, and that was number 1 contender Gene Money going against Leon Slater. So yeah, great story, good match, excited for the title rematch. This set up the angle though. This set up Leon Slater running down and starts beating up Gene Money in the ring after the match, and who should make the save but Amir Jordan. Amir Jordan comes down to a massive reaction from the Anarchy Brewery, and he starts beating down on Leon Slater, chases Leon Slater out of the ring, and yeah, gets under the skin of Leon Slater and manages to coerce him into a match. So we are set for another match, Amir Jordan versus Leon Slater. And I thought this match was really, really good. It's nice seeing Amir Jordan just be an loved babyface. He's so, so good. And Leon Slater he's not in his ring gear, he's in his trackies. And they just went out there and put on a great showing. Leon Slater was cutting down some of the offense that Amir Jordan was getting in. There were times when he looked stunned, when he looked shocked. He was like, I can't seem to put Amir Jordan away. I thought this was going to be easy, but I can't seem to do it. And eventually he did overcome Amir Jordan. Amir Jordan looked like heartbroken in the ring after he's had to tap out. He was locked in. I think it was a half crab that he was locked in. He was locked in a submission by Leon Slater. And yeah, Slater manages to get Amir Jordan to tap out. This was awesome. This accomplished so much. This set up Amir Jordan as a badass. This set up Leon Slater as a badass and a fighting champion, and helped enhance his character. This was so well done, so well executed, and yeah, a great match, great angle. I have no complaints. Then for the North Wrestling Tag Team titles, we had Will Cruz and Rampage Brown taking on the challengers Kemper and Miles Kamen. This match had such a great dynamic to it. The dynamic of the 3 big men and Miles Kamen was really funny, but also told a really good story of Miles Kamen just riding the coattails of Kemper. Kemper, who won the NCL Cup, and Miles Kamen got him to challenge for the tag titles. He is just manipulating him, essentially, and using him for his own good. Probably my favourite bit of the match, or spot of the match, was when it looks like they're going to do a double team suplex on, I think it was Rampage Brown, and they do it, gets him up, and Miles Kamen just goes away and starts mocking the crowd while Kemper does all the heavy lifting, essentially. And I think that summed up the match perfectly, because any time that Miles Kamen was in the ring, he was pretty much getting battered. He was pretty much getting battered by Will Cruz, battered by Rampage Brown, and it was Kemper who always had to make the assist. That is such a good tale to tell. Like, it was simple but effective, and Miles Kamen is so good at like just being cocky, being arrogant, that he thought he had this in the bag. He thought there's no chance that Kemper's going to turn on me. He's going to help me till the end. And they did. Essentially, they did team together until the end, but the dominating force of Will Cruz and Rampage Brown was too much for them, particularly when they got in some insane offense and Kemper was isolated out of the ring, and you get like massive gut wrench powerbomb from Rampage Brown into a doomsday device onto Miles Kamen, and they pick up the 1-2-3. This was a really fun tag match, and I have no qualms with this either. This was a really good match. The right people won. The tag champs won, retained. They go off to the back, and in the ring, Miles Kamen is just furious with Kemper. He's like, how could you let me lose? How could you let me do this? And slaps him, gets in the face of Kemper. I think we all knew where this was going. He also accidentally hit him in the match with a chair shot as Will Cruz turned around at the right time. So accidentally hit him with a chair. So from there, it looks like the turd is coming. Kemper gets out of the ring at the end of the match. Gets out of the ring and he comes back in. He comes back in as Miles Kamen's mocking the crowd and gets behind him, stands behind him. The look on Miles Kamen's face was exceptional. Big choke slam, leaves the ring, and that's how we round off the show. They have finally split. This act have gone. They have parted ways. We're probably going to get a Miles Kamen versus Kemper match, and I think that's going to be great. So yeah, overall it capped off what I thought was a fantastic show. I thought the matches were really strong. I thought that the angles were really strong. There wasn't a match on here that I was like insanely high on. Like, I thought these matches were all really good, but there wasn't like the match of the year contenders that I've previously had from North shows, like Emerson Jane versus Millie McKenzie, like Emerson Jane versus Leon Slater. So the matches were really damn good. This was about the angles for me. I liked a lot, and probably all of the angles on this show. So overall, I'd give this a solid 4 out of 5. One of the better shows of the year. Love this promotion. Love the storytelling. It's all going so well, and I can't wait for Thunderstruck. Can't wait for Leeds as well. Project Leeds is coming soon. So there's a lot of exciting things coming in the future of North Wrestling, and I can't wait to see where we go from here. So let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll try to apply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.